you're a veteran and something feels off at work after your service, trust that instinct. Veteran discrimination isn't always obvious. It's often subtle, quiet, and easy for employers to deny. Today I'm going to walk you through 4 warning signs that your employer may be breaking the law and what you should do about it if you notice them happening to you. Federal law protects service members and veterans from discrimination because of their military service. This includes things like hiring, promotions, discipline, and termination. The problem is that discrimination doesn't usually come with a paper trail that says things like, "We don't like veterans." It shows up in patterns and it shows up in behavior. Here are 4 warning signs that we've seen over and over again, how to recognize them and how to deal with them. Number 1, you're passed over for promotions or opportunities after service. One of the most common red flags is being denied promotions, raises, or desirable assignments after deployment or military leave, especially when your performance hasn't changed. You may hear things like, "We're not sure you're fully committed anymore," or "We need someone who's always available," or suddenly the criteria for promotion seems to shift. If less qualified coworkers are moving ahead of you, and the only real difference is your military service or obligations, this is a serious warning sign. Warning sign number 2, hostile or dismissive comments about your service. Discrimination doesn't always look like outright insults. Sometimes it's jokes, comments, or resentment. Statements like, "Your military leave is really putting us in a bind," or, "It must be nice to get extra time off," or, "We can't rely on you if you might get called up." These comments matter, even if they're framed as casual or sarcastic. They can be evidence of unlawful bias, especially if employment decisions follow them. Warning sign number 3, increased scrutiny or discipline after your military leave. Another red flag is sudden micromanagement or discipline that starts after you return from service, and this is very common. You're written up for minor issues that previously were ignored or never a problem. Your work is questioned more aggressively than ever. Rules are enforced against you but not other people. When scrutiny ramps up like this right after military leave, it's typically not a coincidence. Warning sign number 4, retaliation for asserting your rights. If you ask for accommodations, military leave, or reinstatement, and your employer responds with punishment, this is a major problem. Retaliation can include things like reduced hours, demotion, isolation, or termination. All these are common. But the law is very clear. Employers cannot punish you for exercising your rights as a service member or a veteran. Now, if any of these warning signs sound familiar, and we see them often, the next question is, well, what should you be doing about it right now? How do you document what's happening? And it's important because this can make or break a case. First, you want to start by creating a record. You want to save emails, texts, performance reviews, and written warnings. Do not rely on your memory alone. Keep a timeline. Write down dates, who was present, what was said, and how decisions were made, because these things get forgotten. If coworkers witness comments or treatment, note their names, identify them specifically by names, because witness testimony is often critical in these kinds of cases. And another important tip, document it in a way that's factual and not emotional. Stick to what happened, not how angry or upset it made you feel. One of the biggest misconceptions that we hear is that, I can't prove this because my employer has some excuse for why they did what they did. But that's not exactly how these cases work. You don't necessarily have to prove that military service was the only reason for what happened. You simply need to show that it was a motivating factor in the decision. So if your service played a role alongside other reasons, this can be, under some circumstances, enough under the law. If you're a veteran and you're seeing these warning signs, do not ignore them and do not wait until it's too late to do anything. Document what's happening, protect yourself, and get legal advice before the situation escalates. These cases are very fact-specific, and early guidance can make a real difference in the ultimate outcome. If you found this helpful, or if you know a veteran who might be dealing with this, feel free to share the video, and if you or they need help, feel free to reach out to us.